And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be unlocking the crafting and gathering collectibles feature, which was introduced in the expansion Heavensward, and as always, hello from Mithrie. So, they've added in a new feature into the game, which allows you to gather rare nodes, if you're doing gathering every 12 Eorzean hours from different nodes around the different zones, or as well to craft collectible items to turn in to Rowena in order to get Blue Scrips. So in order to do the quest and unlock the feature, you need to come to Morgayne, who is at 1010 in Foundation in Ishgard, and the quest is called Inscrutable Tastes, which will give us the collectible action. So Morgayne is curious whether a talented individual like yourself is familiar with the latest fad. So, you're a blacksmith, yes? Aye, I thought so. I pride myself on having an eye for talent, and you, miss, have it in abundance. Don't suppose you've heard of this new collectibles fad, have you? No? Oh, we've got to do something about that then. Here, take this letter to Lona in Revenant's Toll. She'll take care of the rest. Okay, so we need to go straight to Revenant's Toll, so let's go. So I'm still working right now on leveling up all my crafts at the same time. I managed to hit all of my crafts to 51, so I will be making today the 51 to 52 guide. And things are going by quite well, so you know, soon enough I'll be 60 everything and be Grandmaster of the Hand. So anyway, here is Lona. So she says, "Greetings, miss. How may I assist you this day?" So let's hand over the letter. It says, "A handwritten message from Morgayne requesting that Leader Lona share with you her knowledge of collectibles." Very well. It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. As you are doubtlessly aware, there are wealthy individuals who covet certain items, but who would rather pay others to procure them. Rowena's House of Splendors is glad to receive the custom of such individuals. To supply these collectibles, we turn to men and women such as you who possess the talents to craft or procure them. Compensation will be commensurate to the collectability of items provided and paid in scrips, which can be exchanged for all manner of fine wares. Please be advised that these terms are not negotiable, miss. We appreciate your understanding. Okay, so let's complete. So Rowena's House of Splendors now accepting scripts. So it said you can now craft and gather collectibles. Collectibles can be traded for craft and gatherer scripts by speaking with appraisers employed by Rowena's House of Splendors. These scripts can be exchanged for items usable by disciples of the land or hand. To learn more about collectibles, speak with Leader Lona. Okay. So, shall we do that now? So, Beloved of the Builder. So, level 55. Let's see. Soul of the Crafter. Flag engraved. Okay. So, I'm guessing that this is to unlock the specialism feature. The Beloved of the Builder. So, let's talk to her again. What other quest she has? No longer a collectible. So, let's see. Level 56. Break down an item to its ethereal components. So I think this is so we can change a collectible item back into a non-collectible item at level 56. And then the next quest, Go West Craftsman. So this is at level 60. Would reassure you that the rumors you have heard are true. Okay. So basically there's a bunch of quests that we will do along the way while we're leveling up. So dealings with the House of Splendors. So what is collectibles trading? Certain wealthy individuals value items not for their potential applications, but for an intrinsic quality we have taken to calling collectability. Rowena's House of Splendors is glad to receive the custom of such individuals, and we in turn employ talented individuals such as yourself to craft and procure these collectibles. Compensation will be commensurate to the collectability of the items provided, paid in scrips, which can be exchanged in all manner of fine wares. Please note that scrips will only be awarded in exchange for collectibles of item level 56 or higher. Okay, so what are collectibles? Quite frankly, almost anything can be considered a collectible so long as it was crafted or procured with that intent. I must warn you, however, that collectibles are only valued by those who collect them. They cannot be sold to most merchants, nor can they be used as materials when crafting. Okay, so that basically means that when you choose to make an item into a collectible, then that's it, it's a collectible. You won't be able to use it anymore. But I guess that's what that higher level quest is for, so you can turn it back. So what are scripts? In New Guild, we can compensate our collectible suppliers with scripts, which can be exchanged for all manner of fine wares. These items are supplied exclusively by Rowena's House of Splendors, and we are confident that they will meet your satisfaction. To confirm the number of scripts in your possession, select character from the main menu, followed by currency, and select other from within the interface. Okay, so how do I submit collectibles? That's a good question. So if you wish to submit a collectible, pray present it to one of your representatives for appraisal. Please be advised that we may be forced to decline your submission should it not be of sufficient collectability. On the other hand, should your submission's collectability far exceed our requirement, we would be glad to give you greater compensation. Our clients can be rather changeable, so I strongly recommend that you speak with our appraisees regularly to see which items are in demand. So please be advised that the list of currently sought items will be updated each day at 9 PM Earth time, and items previously sought may no longer be accepted. Okay, so let's see. How do I craft collectibles? So crafting collectibles is much like crafting anything else. The key difference, miss, is the intent. Using the collectible synthesis command will grant you the collectible synthesis status. While under the effect of this status, you will have the option to finish an item as a collectible after the final step of successful synthesis. Increase an item's quality through synthesis will also increase its collectability. Okay, so how do I gather collectibles? That's a good question. So gathering collectibles is much like gathering anything else. The key difference, miss, is the intent. While under the effect of the collector glove status, you will be given the option to gather items as collectibles. Before gathering the item, use the appraisal actions to increase its rarity and in turn its collectability. Although appraisal increases rarity, it also increases an item's wear. If wear increases beyond an item's limit, gathering rate will drop significantly. While fishing under the effect of collector's glove status, fish landed will be gathered as collectibles, their size directly affecting collectability. Okay, so that's all the questions that we have for her for now. So right here is where it says script exchange and collectability appraiser. So let's see the exchange. So blue crafters, blue gatherers. So let's see what the blue one has. Okay, so it seems we get a bunch of adept gear, which is item level 130 for level 58 crafting, which looks nice, but we're going to need a lot of crypts for that, so we'll see how we get those. And then weapons, no weapons. Accessories, no accessories. Other, so other, let's see. A detailed outline of complex woodworking techniques. 1 deliation is consumed when using the Heart of Carpenter specialist action. Okay, so I guess this is where we decide which crafts we're going to use as our specialists. So we have to just buy 3 of them, I guess. I don't actually know. So, okay, commercial engineering manuals. So we already were given 24 of these by doing the level 50 crafting quests. So we got 3 per craft, but 8 crafts is 24. So you can buy more of them for 45 blue crypts at a time. And then there's master books 3, which are 360 blue crypts each. And let's see, heavenly kukuru powder, bouillon cube, oriental bean sauce, oriental bean paste. So obviously these are crafting mats which are going to be needed. So basically this is where this script exchange, and for Blue Scrips, is where we're going to decide or be able to determine which of our crafts is the specialist, and get our master books for rank 3, and also get a starting set of gear equivalent to the old Talon gear, just so you don't necessarily have to craft this gear. Though they seem to give pretty much only control, except for the chest piece, which gives 183 craftsmanship. So anyway, let's see. Collectible Appraiser. So let's see. So 1300 collectability. So we can only do level 51 stuff at the moment, because obviously I'm only level 51, which makes sense. So I can get, let's see, a cedar longbow, a Mithrie claymore, a Mithrie hauberk of maiming. So this seems like on top of the, let's see, so if we can get the collectability to 2300, then we get quite a chunk bonus. We get 63,000 ASP bonus for high collectability. So let's see, so it seems like along with the Grand Company dailies, I'll probably be doing these turn-ins as well every day for the bonus experience, because I'm assuming for high quality this doubles. So that's say 100k plus the 60, so that could be 160k experience just for this one item turned in, assuming I high quality it, of course. And then mining, yellow copper ore, old world fig, okay, and an ice pick. So that's fair enough, that's fair enough. So what we now need to see is how we make the items into collectibles. So let's look at our actions. So let's see, collectible synthesis. So it says use existing recipes to create collectibles without increasing step count. Okay, so let's put that there, because we don't need some of these old macros anymore, which I will cover in future videos, and put that there. So what I'm now going to actually try and do for the sake of this video is I'm going to try and make the well, I won't make that because I know that's expensive. Let's try and make a cedar longbow if we can. So 51 cedar longbow. We need 2 cedar branches, a cedar lumber, a Mithrie nugget, and a rainbow thread. Okay, so when I have all of the materials and I'm ready to craft the item, then we will continue. Okay, so now that I've gathered all the materials, it's a case of pressing the collectible synthesis button. So what you can do before you craft the actual collectible item, you need to press this button here, the collectible synthesis, and you can see it gives you this buff. It says collectible synthesis creating collectibles, but obviously we're not going to do that yet because we haven't actually made the item yet, so we need to make all the mats first. And the first time you click it, it gives us this pop-up help. So let's read it. So it says using the collectible synthesis command will grant you with the collectible synthesis status. While under the effect of this status, you will have the option to finish an item as a collectible after the final step of successful synthesis. Increasing an item's quality through synthesis will also increase its collectability. If by the final step the collectability achieved is not at a level deemed acceptable by the NPC seeking the item, it is best to complete the synthesis normally, that the item might be sold or used. Okay, so the way we can check that, if you go to logs, go to, let's see, sorry, not logs, timers, that's what we want, timers, where is it? So duty timers, so control U on your keyboard, scroll down, go to Rowena's House of Splendors. So we can see here, collectability, so we want for this cedar longbow for the collectability to be 1300 at least. So if the collectability is not 1300 plus, then there's no point, sort of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly make each of the materials, and it'll give me a chance to show you the rotations I'm using for level 51 plus items as well. So I'm using the Bula base food to give me up 395 CP. And I am kind of max geared, so I've got, with Lucis, 493 craftsmanship, 431 control. The question was asked before the expansion more than once, like, is Lucis needed for the expansion? And it's only going to give me an advantage until about level 55. So, and at the rate I'm going, I'll probably be 55 within a week. So, for the amount of work Lucis takes, it only gives you an advantage for maybe a week worth of crafting in the expansion. So, is it worth doing it now? My answer is still no. But if you have it, great. So we need to make a cedar lumber, a mithrite nugget, and a rainbow thread. So let's make the other ones first. So the rainbow thread is from Weaver. So let's make it now. And it is a good idea, like I've been doing, to level all of the crafts at the same time to 51, so that you can make all of the items required yourself without having, so I don't have to go to the market board and buy finished rainbow threads because I haven't got Weaver, for example. I've got all these mats. And as before, using high quality materials, if you use only high quality materials, will get you halfway there. So, and that's a really good idea. It might cost a little bit more money, but it's definitely worth it. Like, we have millions spare, so it's fine. So anyway, let's synthesize. So the rotation I'm going to be using for this item is going to be pretty much exactly the same as the one I was using for Lucis. So I'm going to start with Comfort Zone, Inner Quiet, Steady Hand 2, and then along the way I'm going to be hitting pretty much every Tricks of the Trade. So let's go, Hasty Touch. And one thing that has changed is that Tricks of the Trade now actually can be used to restore CP on Excellence as well. But Excellence give a 400% bonus to quality gained. So it's up to you. Do you want this 20 CP, or do you want the Excellent Progress? So we're going to use, for the sake of it, because it's an Excellent, rather than Hasty Touch, because it could fail, we're going to use Basic Touch. Okay, so just so that it's not wasted. And then Master's Mend to get us back to 40 durability. And then we continue with Hasty Touch. It failed, whatever. Tricks of the Trade. We're going to use Steady Hand 2. And we're going to keep going with the Hasty Touch. And then Tricks of the Trade. So as I said, this is the rotation I was using for the Lucis items, because they're very difficult with 40 durability, that's for sure. So again, we're going to renew Comfort Zone. We're going to hit Hasty Touch one more time. Okay, and then Master's Mend. Okay, Steady Hand 2. This will be, I think, the last round. So let's again use Hasty Touch. Tricks of the Trade. Hasty Touch, and one more Hasty Touch. I mean, Hasty Touch does fail a lot. I mean, it is very much RNG, but you can see I'm already, because I keep hitting every single Tricks of the Trade, and I keep Comfort Zone up. Like, even now, I've still got 192 CP. We haven't even hit Bygot's Blessing, and I'm already at 96% because I was using high quality materials. So that's why it's important to use high quality materials. If you didn't use high quality materials with Bygot's Blessing, if you have enough stacks of Inner Quiet, it will jump to 100 anyway. So that's why this rotation is so powerful. So again, Master's Mend. So we're now going to finish the rotation. So we're going to do Steady Hand. We're going to hit Bygot's Blessing, because we're pretty much at nearly 100 anyway, so there's no point in Great Strides. And then we're going to hit Ingenuity 2. Of course, it would have been important to check that you have enough CP for Great Strides, Ingenuity 2, and Bygot's Blessing. So do the maths and work it out. And then we're just going to simply finish. We have Ingenuity 2, so now we're going to hit Careful Synthesis. Straight away, high quality Rainbow Thread, another 25,000 experience, and done. So that's the Rainbow Thread made. So again, the goal is going to be to only use high quality materials. The cedar branches, they're from gathering with Botanist. I was able to pick them up from the market board really cheaply, so I don't see that as a big issue. So we're going to do exactly the same again for the Mithrite nugget. So let's do this again. So we need 5 Mithril sands and a Mithril ore. Again, only high quality materials if you can. So again, Comfort Zone, Inner Quiet, Steady Hand 2, Tricks of the Trade, because we need all the CP we can possibly get, Hasty Touch, 3 times until 10 durability. Hit any tricks of the trade along the way. Okay, and then Master's Men. Steady Hand 2. 3 Hasty Touch. Hit any tricks of the trade along the way. Okay, renew Comfort Zone the second it falls off. Tricks of the trade. 1 more Hasty Touch. Okay, I don't mind these failures because with this rotation you can hit Hasty Touch so many times, like eventually you'll get enough stacks. So again, tricks of the trade. So hit every tricks of the trade until the ending. So again, Hasty Touch 3 times. But that's why it's so important to have the high quality materials and give yourself that 50% boost, because we're still 51, you know, it's like, so there is still a level of difficulty getting this to 100, even with what are very high stats. So I might make it look easy, but I am over prepared, and I'm also using a rotation which is more than enough to get this done. So it's better, I feel it is better to over-prepare than be under-prepared for this. So anyway, we have 6 stacks of Inner Quiet. So we're going to just do the finishing rotation. So we're going to do Steady Hand, Great Strides. It's a good, which is great. So we're going to hit Bygot's Blessing. Done. Ingenuity 2. And then finished. That's the high quality Mithrie Nugget. Oh, and just like that I hit 52 as a blacksmith. So let's now go on Carpenter. So we need to make a cedar lumber. So it's only the longbow we need to make into a collectible item. The rest of the mats, we can do it as we go. Okay, so I'm going to try this same rotation with slightly less high quality materials. Actually, in fact, let me see how much cedar logs are, high quality cedar logs. Of course, ideally you should gather these yourself, but if you don't have a botanist leveled or whatever, that is up to you. So the 1,000 gil each, you know what? I feel that that's worth it because of the amount of application it will have in the future until I can actually gather them myself. So I will actually pick up this stack. Why not? Until such a time. Wow, look at that sunset. Everything about this game is just perfection. It's just the perfect MMO. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, so let's continue. I always get distracted by the environment. So let's make this. So first things first, check your food. I've got 19 minutes, so that's fine. Synthesize. So again, Comfort Zone, Inner Quiet, Tricks of the Trade, Steady Hand 2. And sometimes it is actually a good idea, even if you're obviously not recording videos or whatever, to just say it out loud. Say it, get it used to it. Understand the rotation so that you don't forget. So then it becomes like muscle memory. So then, Hasty Touch 3 times. Any tricks of the trade along the way. So any tricks of the trade along the way, there you go. Tricks of the trade, Hasty Touch. Master's Mend. Steady Hand 2. Tricks of the trade. Comfort Zone fell off, so Comfort Zone. Hasty Touch 3 times. Tricks of the trade. And I'm not going to bother renewing Steady Hand. I'm just going to risk Hasty Touch without it. It sometimes pays off. Like that time it paid off. So Tricks of the Trade, Master's Mend, and then Steady Hand 2. We have 200 CP. Now this is an excellent 74%. And I've got 6 stacks of Inner Quiet and also Steady Hand, which means that Bygots will not fail. So I'm just going to hit Bygots. Boom, straight to 100. I mean, I only needed about 600 quality and I gained 2,800. So that was more than enough. So simply finish. Ingenuity 2. Careful Synthesis 2. Done. So that's it. So that should be now all of the materials ready for the Cedar Longbow. Yes, it is. So obviously now this is a bit more difficult because this is 80 durability and 421 difficulty. So you have to keep that in mind, the amount of progress needed. So what we're now going to do, we're going to hit the collectible synthesis button. We're going to go and we're going to try and synthesize this, our first collectible, and we're going to see what's going to happen. So let's see, synthesize. So Comfort Zone, Inner Quiet, Steady Hand 2. So we're going to go for a similar rotation, basically. So we're going to do Hasty Touches, but we're going to keep doing them until we have 20 durability left, and then we can use Master's Mend 2, because it is more efficient than Master's Mend in terms of CP, because Master's Mend gives you 30 durability at the expense of 92 CP. Master's Mend 2 gives you 60 durability at the expense of 160. So in terms of CP, that is more efficient. So let's see, Hasty Touch. Okay, and the reason I am pushing the quality, even though we can't high quality a collectible, they said the higher the quality gain, the more collectability it will have. Remember that they said that. So Tricks of the Trade, Steady Hand 2, Hasty Touch. So you see, like, I'm already nearly done with the quality, and I still have 361 CP. That shows how powerful this rotation is. It's ridiculous. So Comfort Zone, we have 20 durability left, so we're going to hit Master's Mend 2. Okay, so again, we're going to keep going with the Hasty Touches. That was easy. So it's done, 100% in terms of quality. So hopefully that will mean the highest possible durability. So we're going to use Ingenuity 2. We're going to use Steady Hand. And we're going to use Standard Synthesis, which gives us more faster progress, but it does have a chance to fail. That's why I use the Steady Hand. And I will use the Tricks of the Trade. Why not? You never know. We might need that extra CP at the end for an extra Master's Mend. I doubt it, but you never know. It's better to be safe than sorry. But Ingenuity 2 is so important because it reduces the recipe level, which is why I can do such ridiculous progress in one move along with my gear. So again, Standard Synthesis. Cool. So collectability rating 4,561, which is obviously, I guess, the maximum. So it says finish the following item as a collectible, 4,161. Remember, we required 1,300 rating, so this kicks the crap out of it. So do that for the cedar bow. Yes. Done. So we've made a collectible cedar longbow, and we got the experience for doing the craft anyway. So let's now read what this has come up with, collectibles. So it says you have obtained a collectible. The higher an item's collectability, the more attractive it is to certain NPCs who are seeking to purchase or trade for them. Collectibles cannot be stacked or sold to regular merchants, nor can they be consumed or used as materials for synthesis. That's fine. We have no problem with that whatsoever. So we can see here, collectible item. Does it say, yeah, collectability 4,561. You can see at the very, very top in the middle of the description, it says binding, which means we can't sell it. So obviously I could probably make a fortune if I could sell these, but whatever. They've obviously put that in on purpose to prevent master crafters like me from taking advantage. So it's better I just teach people how to do it themselves rather than take advantage of them. Let's go straight back to Revenant's Toll. And remember, guys, that every item you craft, every material you craft, everything you craft, the higher the quality is, the more experience you get. So it is worth high qualitying all the materials along the way anyway, because the amount of experience gain will be crazy. So anyway, let's go now to the collectible appraiser. Let's select Cedar Longbow. Let's hand this over. So remember, guys, that we only needed 1,300, and we only needed 2,300 to get the maximum reward. We have kicked the crap out of that requirement, 4,561. So let's hand this over. That's it. And the thing is, so we got 60,000 experience for that, but I can see that this is still here. So maybe I could just do this over and over again as a way of leveling up quickly. I could just make loads and loads of these cedar longbows, and just keep turning them in to get the 63,000 experience per item. It could be a way, but of course, I'm sure turning in high quality cedar longbows for leave quests and get double reward and stuff will give me much higher experience, for example, but at the expense of leave allowances. So it's up to you. So basically, at this point, I just wanted to show really what the collectible feature is like, at least for crafting. When I can look at the collectible system for gathering, then I'll be sure to do it during the 51 plus gathering guides. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. I hope that this has given you a good idea about how the collectibles work in the expansion Heavensward. If you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, anything I can do to improve what I'm doing, then please let me know in the comments below. But for now, that's it. So I will say, my standard goodbye, which is, as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie.